I cannot wait to talk about this. It's gonna be so much
You
fun.
have so much energy. How do you have energy? It's 5 a.m.
Wait, so it's 3 o'clock for me, and I've got a Red Bull, and I just got off work, and I actually went to the gym, so I'm like, whew, I'm ready for this. I'm ready.
Alright, I'll give mine then. I just woke up from a 2-hour nap after being awake for probably like 20 hours or some shit. I'm feeling madly depressed, and I have Summersby pear apple cider. No, just pear cider. I don't know why I said apple.
Oh man, I feel like we're on completely opposite ends here, so...
We are. I'm hoping that we at least get something meaningful out of this episode.
Oh, we will.
I want us to feel things.
Oh my gosh.
I want us to discover things about ourselves and talk.
The...
And I want all of the people listening to the podcast to get to know us a little better. You feel?
It'll come... Dude, this is the perfect episode for that, because because this episode is literally about people to a concerning degree relating too much into movies and characters and shit, and that's what it's all about. So yeah,
I'm in the perfect headspace for it right now. Like
that's
I don't want to get too depressing.
So it's probably not the best time to talk about Taxi Driver, Nightcrawler.
No, it's the perfect time.
It's the perfect
time. I can
get
right in their headspace right now.
Exactly. We're already in their headspace. Oh no, they're literally us. Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to episode 4. That was a weird fucking introduction. The way I said it, hello everybody.
Hello everybody. What's the deal with the podcasts?
How do you podcast? I don't know. Like you heard, Liam is in the perfect headspace for this episode, even though it's not a headspace you want to be into, but... Because this has been a long-running joke for some reason. It's just unintentionally, every episode. The whole he's literally me.
And I try and go away from it as much as I can, and Quinn's like,
see,
every chance he gets.
I think it's hilarious, but 2, it's a worthy topic to discuss, because it's, like I said, it's this like growing trend or meme on like the internet and the film community, basically taking some pretty controversial characters, relating themselves to them, or trying to like embody their personality. And I haven't gone to that degree. I don't think either of us... Well, you actually mentioned you tried to do that with Lou Bloom for a while. Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Well, a little bit. He was calling to me. He was like, Liam, that's you. This is for you. And I'm like, oh, okay. I gotta be Lou Bloom now. Put on a cool jacket. I made my hair look cool. And I was like, I'm Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah.
Is that all it takes to be Jake Gyllenhaal?
Pretty much. Yeah, it was only about the look, that's all. I didn't put any actual effort in like he does.
You, like, took on the appearance, but did you actually take on the personality?
Yeah, to a degree, yeah. But, like, I didn't go around, like, trying to film corpses or anything like that. But I did hang out around, like, just dark areas in general, and I was like, damn, I'm feeling something. Like I said, it's about as cringy as it could get.
At least we're being open about it, and that's what people want to hear, so...
Like I said, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm open about it. I've done cringy shit in my life, and this podcast is just my therapy session.
It's my therapy, too. And, you know, I guess I can kind of relate in a sense to where... I mean, I never took on Travis Bickle's appearance. I never took on his personality, but I kind of just... I could envision myself at times in his headspace, and it's not a headspace I like to be in, and I don't go to the degrees that, you know, like you said, you didn't film corpses, and I didn't kill people. Just getting that out there now. Don't worry, guys. But...
Quinn has absolutely killed someone. I'm sure of it.
I mean, we can't talk about that. But anyway, why do you think people... Is this a joke, or do people actually live through these characters, or like try to embody these characters, do you think?
Well, I think there's 2 different types of people. I think there's the people that consider it a joke and just a meme and stuff like that, and that's fine. And the people that find themselves actually relating to these characters, and that's fine too. But when you take it to a huge degree on either level, it's going to get a bit cringe.
No, that is exactly what I thought too. I think we definitely fall on the, even though we just talked about how, we were able to relate in a way to some of these characters. And that's the point of movies and art in general, just like finding yourself in art or relating to art. But at the same time, we do realize it is a joke. So that is just a disclaimer I want to put out there now. We are not like idolizing.
Speak for yourself, bitch.
Oh, see, you make fun of this episode and then you say, I know you're joking, but...
Yeah, because you're making a mockery of my religion.
Your religion is he's literally me. So, like, that's the thing, is that what constitutes a he's literally me character? It's basically, I don't think it has to be, like, a psychotic killing whatever. I mean, it's basically a kind of edgy character with some relatable aspects like that.
I feel like it's just a character that's, you shouldn't relate yourself to them, but there's also like reasons why you would, I guess. I don't know.
Exactly.
It's kind of hard to explain though.
It is hard to explain because there's really no definition or like no criteria laid out, but I mean...
It's not in the dictionary yet.
Not yet. We should make that freaking dictionary. This is basically... We can like lay out the rules right now. Why not just make the rules for everybody? Fuck it. I mean, I've been like studying this.
Have you?
A little bit. I mean, not really. It's an enigma to me still. But from what I've seen, because like the big characters, obviously, Travis Bickle, Patrick Bateman, Ryan Gosling from Drive, the Joker, and Nightcrawler, Lou Bloom. Those are like the big ones. But then there's a lot, like, Brad Pitt from Fight Club. I totally see people constantly trying to embody him or, like, say he's them. And then, like, Jordan Belfort from Wolf of Wall Street. There's so many. And what all these characters have in common is that they're all, like, edgy characters that you shouldn't idolize, but you can still find some relatable or interesting aspects in them that some people, I guess, just... they want to live out that life, that fantasy. I don't know, or just because they think they're cool.
I think it just depends. Like, people can take on the look or they can take on the full-on personality.
That's right. I mean, obviously, you hope they don't take it on too much or, like, to a big degree. Like, I mean, any of these characters we name off, yeah, they've pretty much all killed people.
Jordan Belfort?
Okay, not Jordan Belfort, but he was still a real scumbag.
I don't see him as being lumped in there.
This is just like a random meme I found. It's like you miss the point in idolizing them. And it's got like Walter White. It's got Jordan Belfort. It's got a bunch of these characters. And
Jordan Belfort's a real person.
No, he is a real person. Yeah. And he is
literal.
He is literally himself, but still.
I think he goes around all day saying, I'm literally me. I'm literally me.
But a completely good moral character isn't that fun or interesting, I guess, for people. They like a good anti-hero because life isn't, black and white. There's a lot of gray, and they'd want to be Jordan Belfort. Why wouldn't you want to be? Like, he fucking parties all the time. He's rich, but at the same time, it's to a cost. I mean, he's a terrible person, or at least he was at the time. Like, so
it doesn't matter when you're rich. Look at Jeff Bezos. He doesn't give a fuck. There's this thing I saw recently, and it was Paul Schrader. He like posted on his Facebook, and it was a picture of Jeff Bezos and his girlfriend or something, or like just someone that was with him at a party or whatever. They were just like, yeah, on each other's arm and stuff. And Paul Schrader posted in the caption, "If this is what being rich looks like, I don't want it." I was like, damn.
Jeff Bezos is a real-life Lex Luthor. It's kind of crazy.
Did you see that shit with him and that dude from Star Trek?
Was it William Shatner?
Yeah, Jeff Bezos, like, sent him up in a rocket or something to go and, like, see space or whatever.
Yeah.
When William Shatner, like, landed, he was just so awestruck. Like, he couldn't believe his eyes or whatever, and he was just, like, so... Like, he was having such a, like, emotional moment because it's, like, such a big thing for him having done that stuff in the show and all that. Jeff Bezos, like, comes up to him, like, maybe, like, 10 minutes later or whatever, and, like, William Shatner's, like, on an interview, like, trying to explain, like, how meaningful this was to him and stuff like that. And Jeff Bezos, man, he's got, like, fucking hookers in the background and shit. He pops a glass of champagne and shit. He interrupts him, like, constantly when, like, a girl comes up on his arm or some shit like that. And it was just the saddest fucking thing. Like, I was just looking at William Shatner, and he's just, like, he looks heartbroken.
Oh,
like, man. He's trying to explain all this shit, and he's just like, every time he gets interrupted, he just, like, looks down, and he's like...
That is pretty sad, but
It was so sad.
yeah,
Jeff Bezos is a dick.
he is. He is a dick.
But yeah, he's basically Jordan Belfort, I guess.
No, Lex Luthor, but yeah, Jordan Belfort also. But
A bit of both. At some point, there's going to be a biopic on Jeff Bezos, so yeah.
at some point, yeah.
And I bet they're going to call it Bezos. Because they do that with everything.
It'll be an Amazon documentary, it will be.
Could you imagine if David Fincher made it, though? That'd be cool.
That would be cool, but at the same time, Jeff Bezos wouldn't want himself portrayed badly. Kind of like how he portrayed Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Network. Like, Mark Zuckerberg was a real dick, too.
Well, I hope David Fincher just makes it against his will. That would be cool. Art is about suffering.
It is. Life is suffering. That was a Buddhist saying. Life is suffering. Death is... I don't know. Never mind. I forgot the rest of it. See, that's me trying to get all wise for everybody.
You were so confident for a second there.
I swear, it was like... Birth is pain, life is pain, death is pain, something is pain. Basically, everything's suffering. I don't know.
That sounds very Buddhist, yeah.
Well, I mean, they're not wrong. So, and hey, that's another, he's literally me character right there. Mark Zuckerberg. I see him lumped in.
I thought you were going to say Buddha, holy shit.
Oh, not Buddha. No, because I've seen Mark Zuckerberg, like his personality in the movie, basically.
He's a lizard.
Yeah, I mean, he is a lizard, yeah. But no, his personality in The Social Network, even though I'm sure it's very different from him in real life because he is not that, like, quick-witted in real life, it seems. But
I'm sure when it was set, he was probably different, but now he's turned into a full-on reptile. He's freaky as shit. He just does not function normally.
No, he doesn't.
You see him and shit, and it's like, is this a human being? No.
He's something in human skin. I don't know what's underneath there, but it's not human. So it's pretty disturbing. But I think I have it figured out. I think a he's literally me character is any character that is somewhat edgy. They're not completely good, but they're not completely bad. I mean, I guess, I don't know, some of these might be completely bad, but somebody that has relatable aspects in them and a life that people would find exciting to live, I guess. And there you go. I mean,
there's not really always like an exciting life to live or anything. Like sometimes it's just, I'm sick of everything. I'm fed up with this world, which is like something that's like so relatable to a lot of people, I imagine. And then there's the choice at the end. I'm going to do something about it.
That's true. That's Travis Bickle in a nutshell, pretty much. Wait, you've seen The Room, right?
Yes, I've seen The Room.
Okay. Did you, when you said I'm fed up with this world?
Oh, I didn't even intentionally do
That's
that. No.
instantly what I thought of.
I'm tired. I'm wasted. I love you, darling.
Just side note, meeting Mark from the movie, Greg Sestero, that was freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, me, Chandra, her husband. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, because I, like, went up, I shook his hand, then, like, when we went to take pictures, like, I was pretty drunk at the time. When I met him, I kind of wish I wasn't that drunk. We went to a lot of bars beforehand, but I, like, put my arm around him, and I was, like, smiling for the picture. I was like, I'm glad he didn't, like, have security. He had no security. I was like, damn, okay.
He's his own security.
He is. But no, he was a cool guy, and, yeah, that was cool. Anyway, there's probably so many characters that you could I feel like there's just endless characters that you could put into this, but people always go to those 4 or 5 that we mentioned. If we were to say ranking those characters in terms of it's the worst fucking person to not bad, how would you put that? Like, out of I was just thinking about this, just like a little thing.
I think given the kill count and the reasoning, the worst one is probably Patrick Bateman.
Okay, yes. Now, this is where I don't know if it gets slightly spoilery or not, so I mean, I'll tread lightly, but, you know, the ending is very ambiguous as to, was this all real or was it all just in his head? You know, it's not really explained. So, like, you know, it's if it was real, then he's the worst fucking person without a doubt. Like, he's really not redeemable. I mean, he's just kind of crazy and he just kills whoever. He has no real motivation other than wanting to kill. So that's clearly the worst person, unless then again we do have the Joker in here, but it depends on which Joker we're talking about. So because the Jokers are kind of different too. So
the base character in general, I guess, is pretty bad.
Yeah, the base character in general, he's like tied with Patrick Bateman, maybe even worse. I don't know. But then again, no, yeah. I mean, if American Psycho, if it was all in Patrick Bateman's head, because it's not explained to us whether it is or not, then, he is just a guy with a mental illness that's just imagining these fantasies but not acting out on them. And then all of a sudden he snaps into reality, like, and realizes, like, shit, none of this happened. So, I mean, if that's what happened, then he might be at the bottom because he didn't even do anything. So, I don't know.
It's possible.
But I mean, that's why I love American Psycho, is because it is so open to interpretation. But okay, so we've got Patrick Bateman, who can either be at the top or the bottom depending on how you interpret the movie, and then you got Travis Bickle, Lou Bloom, Joker, and all that, and Drive. We can't forget Ryan Gosling for some reason.
Doesn't make sense.
He's at the bottom. We'll put him at the bottom because he is a good guy. He's not afraid to do some violent shit though, but his motivations are good. I don't know.
He never wanted to do violent shit. He just needed to.
He needed to, yeah.
It was self-defense, Your Honor. That's why I smashed that guy's skull in.
Why they like to put that character in with them is because they just see him as a cool guy. Like, he's literally me guy, like we said. Doesn't have to be a psychotic bad guy. It could just be a guy that they think is cool and they just want to, like, take on their personality. That's why they've made so many Drive jackets. Like, you were literally just wearing one. Not saying that you were trying to, like, not saying you're one of the people that live through them, but there's a lot of people probably that throw on that jacket and all of a sudden they think they're cool, quiet Ryan Gosling, like driving at night. But no, he's definitely at the bottom because he didn't really do... I mean, he's killed people, but he kind of had to, like you said. He didn't kill anybody that was a good guy. Like, yeah, I mean, he's only in this group because he's, for some reason, like, people just love to take on that persona. I don't know, it's weird.
Let's just make that step since we're the ones running the show, Like, let's get Ryan Gosling out of here. He doesn't belong here. Let's get him out.
All right, fine, we can get him out of here.
We've officially eliminated him. No more of that, thank you.
Purely on the fact that, yeah, his motivations were, would you say, entirely good? He just did some bad shit, kill people?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, that's fair enough, I guess. But if we're talking about motivations that are good, and look, I'm not saying everything that Travis Bickle did was right. Okay, I'm not. But, like, I don't think people realize Travis Bickle's actual motivations. Like I said, I watched Taxi Driver like freaking 7 times last year. I don't know why. I just love going back to that movie. So I had a lot of time to really... I know that movie in and out. And everything that he does... Like, yeah, he's done some bad shit. He kills people. He has this kind of fucked up view of the world. But, like, if you look at all the people he killed, they're not good people. He doesn't kill anybody that is completely innocent. People love to demonize that character because he is an incel. He is an incel. Like, because, he thinks he deserves this, like, woman's love and he's doing everything for her, and when he can't have her, then he goes to these extremes. So I get it. So that's not really a redeemable aspect of him, even though it is, for a lot of people, a relatable aspect. I'm not saying whether or not I relate to that part of him. I'm just saying. But no, so I get that. But like I said, his goal was to make this woman happy. His goal was to free this like child prostitute from her freaking job. He was trying to save her. He ended up snapping and killing a lot of people along the way. So, I mean, it's like, I don't know. He's a very complicated character to dissect because, I don't know. There's a lot of weird thoughts in his head, and he does definitely have some type of mental illness, but I don't think his motivations were entirely bad. I just think he went to some extremes that maybe he didn't have to. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think his motivations are entirely bad at all. It makes sense why he did what he did. It's just not many people would go to that extreme.
Exactly.
That's the kind of thing where if it happened in real life, I would like look on it and just be like, oh, I'm glad someone did it. But like I wouldn't do it myself, probably. Maybe. We'll see.
Exactly. And that's like the genius behind like the ending. I'm not spoiling anything here, but the ending of that movie, then after he does all this stuff, it shows a newspaper article to where like the people that weren't viewing it firsthand, all they see is this newspaper article and it says like taxi driver, like hero rescues prostitute. It does on paper look like a good guy. Like if you read the stuff he did, then he looks like a good guy, but it's just a matter of what's actually going on in his head, and 2, the methods he had to use to do that. So that's kind of what puts him in like the anti-hero category, you know?
Yeah.
in my opinion, he's the most complex character of them all, which is why I love him the most. But I mean, I don't know.
I flock more towards Patrick Bateman for complex, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely complex too, but I mean, purely, yeah, I guess based off the fact that who knows what actually happened. Like, it is so open to interpretation and ambiguous. So he could be just about as complex as well, for sure.
Could be, yeah.
That's why I don't know where to put Travis Bickle in this ranking, because people would probably put him at the freaking top, but it's like, if you're going based off of, I don't know.
I don't think he's at the top.
No, he's definitely not.
I mean, if we're basing American Psycho, like, off the fact that, like, let's just assume he did it all, then yeah, he's the worst.
Yes.
But I don't think Travis Bickle comes next. I think I know who comes next. I'm going to say Joker.
Okay.
Let's try and base this just off the 2019 movie.
Sure.
Like, just the fact that people, like, saw it as this big thing before it was even actually released. And, like, turns out it's actually, like, a really sympathetic film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it is in a lot of ways. I mean, he's definitely a much more sympathetic or able to sympathize with Joker than Heath Ledger's Joker. I mean, because Heath Ledger's Joker, we don't know anything about him. He's just a crazy anarchist killer. That's all he is. You know, you don't know his backstory.
I heard this from, like, another podcast. It sort of just explained it well. I think Heath Ledger is the best villain, but Joaquin Phoenix's is the best character.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah. Because, I mean, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, his version of it definitely has a lot more layers, like, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why, that's where the he's literally me part comes in, because I feel like all these characters, you can view them as these psychotic killers, but they really do have so many layers to them, I feel like.
But that's the thing, if you compare this, like, and people do compare Joker and Taxi Driver the most, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's extremely different, honestly, because with Taxi Driver, like, you can completely see that he was doing it for good reasons that would affect the majority, whereas with Joker, he was doing it for reasons that were very personal to him, because he's had such a horrible experience with all of his life and everything, and he just got so fed up with everything. But, like, with Taxi Driver, it's like, this is something that is going to affect the majority and is going to send a message to a lot of people. Whereas, like, Joker, it's like, it's really, like, and I kind of hate it, but, like, it's a message that would only really be sent to those people that are right on the edge of, like, an emotional shitstorm. And that's not a good thing.
No, you're exactly right. Like, because Travis Bickle, he did, even though he has a lot of his own personal issues also, and, like, his past is kind of brushed over. I mean, he's got some type of trauma there, and that's the way he views the world. But, you know, he's always talking about, like, cleaning the scum off the streets, and he's, like, trying to save these people. So yeah, he's kind of, like, trying to do better for society, and in return, like, that'll make him feel better about himself, to where, yeah, as Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, it definitely is a lot more personal. Like, I don't want to say selfish, but I mean, you know, it's a lot more he's focused on himself, not society.
It's something that's completely understandable with him, I think. It isn't something where I'd take it to such a huge level that he did, but, like, everyone has a breaking point, I guess, you know?
Exactly.
He just couldn't fucking take it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what's so sad about Joker. Like, I got really fucking sad when I watched that film.
Oh yeah, it's a tragedy.
I watched it 6 times in theaters, but, you know.
It is great, like, because, yeah, you shouldn't idolize the character, but you can totally find those relatable aspects in him, even though it's a lot more exaggerated in the movie. But I just thought of this parallel right now, and it's freaking cool. But, like, another parallel between Taxi Driver and Joker is that they both realize society is completely fucked. Like, in their minds, society is just messed up, and that's the way they view the world. But Travis Bickle tries to take on the more vigilante approach of, like, okay, society's messed up, I'm gonna try and do something about it, I want to try and fix it, like, no matter what I have to do. And then Joker's is like, he snapped the opposite way, to where, like, okay, I can't do anything about society, just let freaking anarchy reign. You know, that's just looking at those two ends of the film. One is a vigilante's ending, the other is I don't know what you would call that ending, just like chaos. I mean, yeah, man, that's why they get compared a lot, is because, yeah, they are very similar in that way. It's just a matter of how society affected them or how they snapped. But also, I guess, just to bring up, because I just thought of this, I think the reason that people really do compare Taxi Driver to Joker a lot is because I'm sure you've seen it too, to where everyone says Joker is just a Taxi Driver ripoff, basically. That's what a lot of people kind of say.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a complete ripoff. I really don't. But, like, I think it's just not so much the character, but like the structure of the film, the themes of the film, and just like some of the scenes, like to where there's literally a scene to where, I mean, one of the most popular scenes in Taxi Driver is when he's looking in the mirror and he has a gun and he's like, "You talking to me?" And he's like talking to himself in his apartment with a gun. And they almost homage that in Joker when he's like kind of weird, like dancing around with that gun and he's like making conversation. That was totally an homage right there. Like, I just, for me, I thought it was a really clear homage.
I've heard that Joker is very similar to the King of Comedy, but I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
No, that's exactly what I was about to say, because I have seen the King of Comedy, and man, it is really similar. Like, I don't want to say like this new Joker movie wouldn't exist without those two, but they literally, in my mind, it really is Taxi Driver and King of Comedy kind of blended together, just like some of the things in the movie, because this is the only other comparison I can think of that I'll bring up. But another homage was in King of Comedy. Then there's like this scene to where the main character, Robert De Niro's character, is sitting and he's like literally sitting on the couch pretending to be on a talk show and like kind of laughing, like doing the whole thing.
I heard that was the comparison.
Yeah, that was definitely the main comparison. But anyway, so there's a lot of comparisons, but I don't know. I still can enjoy the movie for what it is. And that's also totally a He's Literally Me character, that King of Comedy character. Like, wait till you watch that. He's definitely a character. So yeah, I guess you would put Joker second to top then, assuming American Psycho is, like, it actually happened.
Yeah.
Between Lou Bloom and Travis Bickle, you know, if we were going to place the third person, like, yeah, on paper, Travis Bickle killed a lot of people, and I don't think Lou Bloom has even killed anybody, like, by his own hands. I don't know if he has.
At the start of the film, he sort of did.
Exactly. That's what I wasn't sure about, because, like, it's so, bam, cut away, like, what happened. I didn't know if he killed the guy, or if he just, like, choked him out, or I didn't know what happened, but, so I guess we don't know. I mean, we're led to assume that, yeah, I mean, he, right off the bat, this guy is... I think Lou Bloom is a much more selfish... He could be the most selfish character of them all.
I think he's completely the most selfish and the most, like, inhuman.
Yeah.
I guess he is. He's very hard to listen to sometimes, but I like it.
I like it too. It's really fun to watch, but at the same time...
There's one scene where it just, like, goes full throttle with, like, uncomfortableness, I guess. And it's that scene in the... like restaurant with Rene Russo.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man. Like, that scene's just hard to sit through sometimes because it's like, there is no human in that body.
He is the most inhuman. Like, just the way he talks, the way he looks, the way he treats other people. Like, he's literally like, he is a lizard person. If we were to bring him back to lizard people, he's a lizard person.
Don't call my boy a lizard.
No, I love Lou Bloom also. He's really fun to watch. But at the same time, like, he's not concerned with anything other than himself, you know? Like, he doesn't...
friend is a gift you give yourself.
He's so creepy. Like, he might be the creepiest out of them all, to be honest.
Yeah, he's probably the creepiest.
So yeah, he's definitely not the very worst, but his only motivation is, like, I don't even know. Like, is it even money? Because he lives in a small apartment.
He wants power.
Yeah. He wants power, and he wants, like, recognition and just, like, this, like, self-validation of, like, working your way up the ladder, I guess. Yeah, he's constantly just working his way up, and he doesn't care who he steps on to get there. So, I mean...
What an incredible film.
It is an incredible movie. Holy crap.
What a fucking incredible film.
All of these movies, they really are masterpieces. Maybe not... I mean, I'd have to rewatch Joker. For me, I don't know if it's a masterpiece, but it's still amazing. But, like, dude, I
adore it.
No, I love it too, but I mean, the rest of these movies, yeah, they're just perfect to me. But yeah, no, I guess it is power with Lou Bloom. I don't know, I guess. Like,
yeah, I completely think that's all it is, really.
Yeah. It's just so hard to get into his head because, you know, it's easy to get in Travis Bickle's head because there's literally narration throughout the movie. It's easy to get into Patrick Bateman's head because he has some narration too. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to Lou Bloom, it's like we're just watching this kind of like creepy sociopath just do these things and we don't know why, pretty much. for the most part.
Yeah, and I love the mystery in that film. That's what makes it so engaging, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, why is this guy doing this? What is he thinking? What the fuck?
It's like, and you don't realize, like, how bad is this guy, like, until gradually throughout the film he does worse and worse stuff until the very end when it's like, okay, he's really crossed the line. He's done the most irredeemable thing. So, I mean, there's no redeeming this guy no matter what. I mean, pretty much. Even though he didn't kill anybody by his own hands, technically. I mean, other than that first guy. If we're assuming, maybe he did kill that guy right off the bat. I don't know. But, you know, at the end, it's made a lot more clear.
I think he's redeemable enough. I think he's redeemable to an extent. Because I don't know, I get it. I do. Like, I mean, in a way, sort of.
I guess I get, like, the primal human desire to want power, but at the same time, it's not a good desire to have. And, like, there's no...
Yeah, but, like, the fact that he has, like, so much just drive to do it, it's, like, it's really admirable. Like, when you look at him, it's like, damn, yeah, he's doing the thing, like, albeit in a different way than most people would. Yeah. But it's, like, it's just really cool to watch. Like, it's just like, fuck.
It is cool to watch. I mean, because, like, all these movies basically are character pieces, like all of them are. So, I mean, it is interesting to see what they do, but at the same time, like I said, I mean, it's just so hard to find actual redeeming qualities in that character, I guess. Like, I could find redeeming qualities in Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, like, not even redeeming qualities, but just, what's the word, relatable qualities? I mean...
It can be sympathetic.
Sympathetic, yeah. Empathizable. Like, I can empathize with them to a degree, just because I know where their head is at, even though what they're doing might not be good. But I don't know if I can empathize with Lou Bloom. I really don't, because he doesn't do anything that's for the good of anybody or any... Like, not even him... I don't know. Like, it's complicated.
Well, he's doing it all for himself. That's, you know, something that I've been feeling a lot recently. Like, I just want to be like 100% like for myself right now. So I would completely understand that kind of shit, but it's just I wouldn't take it to that level.
Well, I'm glad. We don't need you.
It's about drive, it's about power.
We stay hungry, we devour. I'm ashamed to know the words to that song.
It slaps.
It's freaking dad rap. It's dad rap.
Don't take your face off.
Is The Rock aware of how, like, that song is so memed? Does he realize it's all a joke, or does he think
sure
people
he is,
actually...
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like... I kind of feel...
He is.
I hope, because I would feel bad if he thought everyone genuinely liked his song, and he's, like, so happy about that, but he doesn't realize it's kind of a big joke. But why would he do it if it was a big joke?
There are some people that do genuinely like it.
I'm sure there's a portion of people that think, wow, this is really good.
Do you know how many people like really shitty rap? Like,
well, yeah,
they just like it.
They do, but I think it's just the fact that this is like a wrestler turned actor now turned rapper. Like, it's kind of just funny, like, who it is doing it.
I like The Rock. I think he's fun.
No, I like him
enjoyable.
too. I like him too, but it's like, it's just hilarious how he just randomly did this rap song, and now it's become a meme.
Yeah. I really hope John Cena does it next. That'd be great.
Oh gosh, I mean, I'm sure he has already, right?
John Cena's great too. I can't wait to watch Peacemaker.
Yeah, I gotta watch it too eventually. I mean, I didn't think I'd really care about a Suicide Squad spin-off show, but maybe I'll check it out. I don't know.
It just looks cool, and I love the character in the movie, so why not?
I mean, it looks like it could be funny, but at the same time, by the end of that movie, I don't know if I like that character. He's kind of a dick. Like, he's a dick throughout.
But like, that's why I want to watch this show. Like, he's possibly going to be in that realm if he's literally me. Because, like, he's an anti-hero, basically, isn't he?
That's true. That's true. He could totally be a he's literally me character, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I haven't watched the show, but I'm sure it goes that way.
Yeah.
Probably.
The criteria definitely has to have an interesting or unique personality, and that character definitely has that. So, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'll watch it someday, but I've got so many shows to watch right now.
Value peace with all my heart. I don't care how many women and children I have to kill to do it.
It's a little blunt, but yeah, he gets the point across. But anyway, I'm trying to think, okay, what the hell was our ranking so far? We've got Patrick Bateman, then Joker.
Then Lou Bloom.
You think Lou Bloom above Joker?
I don't know. I mean,
that's where it gets tricky.
Like you said, there's reasoning for it with Joker. But
Yeah.
there isn't. I don't know. Well, they're both like completely selfish reasons. It's just one is like really bad, and one is like I'm so upset that I've been forced to this point.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
one is 100% selfish.
yes, one is 100% selfish. Like, that's the thing, is like, where do you draw the line between, okay, so what's worse? Having completely terrible motivation, like no like relatable or empathizable motivation, and then not doing anything, like not actually acting on a lot of it. Well, he does act on it, I shouldn't say that, but like his kill count, basically. I'm talking about his kill count. Like, Lou Bloom's kill count is very low, as far as we know. But Joker's kill count is, I don't even know how many. So it's like, but then again, you can see why he got to that point. Like, you can empathize to a degree with him. So it's like...
Do you think you can see why he got to that point even at like the first breaking point, I guess, like on the train?
Yeah, I mean,
With that one, it's like, it feels like it was just more like impulsive and he didn't really mean to take it that far.
Mm-hmm. That's true. But he got carried away.
With the last one, it's completely intentional.
Yes. Yeah. The first one, I think he didn't know what he was doing. Like, that was obviously the first people he killed, and I mean, he didn't know. Maybe he got like a taste for bloodlust right there, who knows, and that's why he went further with it, and like, he's not afraid to do it now. But
he felt good about it afterwards when he went to the bathroom, I guess.
He did.
That sounds weird.
He did, but
just say went to the bathroom. He went in front of a mirror and danced. Like,
yeah, which I think is cool. That was apparently improvised. I'm sure you've already heard that. Yeah, they didn't know what to do after that. Like, apparently, just little sidetrack, but apparently the initial script had the Joker, after killing those people in the train, he rushes to the bathroom and he like kind of like washes the blood off and hides the gun and all this shit. And he's like, but then they realized, like, before shooting in the scene, like they were thinking to themselves, like, Arthur Fleck wouldn't think to do that. Like, he just did this. He's not like a criminal. He's just a regular guy. He wouldn't think to like dispose of all the evidence right away. His mind's just, in his head. Then he would just, I guess, do something weird like that. Like, he's not like a seasoned criminal. He's just a guy, I guess. I mean, who did that thing. And he's like, so anyway, the little sidetrack. I just thought that was cool that apparently that was improvised, that scene. But anyway, but no, that's the thing, is that if we're comparing Lou Bloom and the Joker, like I said, I mean, you can empathize with where he comes from, but I just can't empathize with Lou Bloom, even realizing like the human desire for power and just like that, I know his motivations, but he doesn't give me anything. We don't see where he comes from. He's kind of a sociopath, psychopath right off the bat, Lou Bloom is, Like, we don't see him turn into that. We just see him throughout the entire thing as that. And it's like, it's fun to watch, but I kind of want to know where you're coming from, like, or how you got there,
I guess, yeah. I just get like his general motivations, like just the need to do something with your life,
No, I get that too. I totally do. It's just
make, I guess, make a mark, Like, there is like a constant desire for people to make a mark in life and to do something before you die, leave something behind. And it seems like he just wanted to accelerate that process, and he cheated his way to the top, which is kind of cool.
Okay, now we gotta be careful. We're not endorsing Lou Bloom's behavior, though, right? I mean, it's cool to watch. It's like, you're not gonna go out and like step on everybody, right? You're not gonna go out and be a selfish. No. Okay, good. You gotta care about people too.
I don't know. I don't have the motivation for that. He has like a strong motivation, and he has like, he really wants to do that shit. But I'm like too tired for everything, I can't be bothered.
Yeah. I can't be bothered. No, you're right. Yeah. But like, that is the interesting thing about Lou Bloom, is that he has the strongest motivation, but at the same time, no motivate. Like, I don't know where that motivation comes from, or what it's like. It's this vague idea of power, but I just, like, I understand Travis Bickle's motivation. I understand Joaquin Phoenix's motivation, even though it's not necessarily good all the time. But
I do think the reason that a lot of people find it hard to relate to Lou Bloom is because of the way that he explains things and the way that he talks and all that shit. Like, it's hard to get on board with someone where it feels like they're so socially inept, I guess. Yeah. But then if you look at like the deeper picture of it, it's like, I do understand that. I really do. And, you know, there is even, like, one scene where, probably the only scene where it feels like it shows some sort of emotion, when, like, the TV station is, like, all closed up and shit, and he's just, like, looking at the background, and he just goes, on TV it looks so real.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like, he's tearing up and shit, and I'm like...
And that's the thing.
I like this guy. There's something to you. What the fuck?
Yeah. But that's the thing, is that when it comes to him, it's so complicated to where when he is showing those emotions, is this like a meticulous way? Is he just trying to show these emotions just to appear that he has emotions, or is he actually feeling something?
I definitely feel like in that instance, that was him feeling something.
Yeah.
He didn't need to do that.
I mean, you're probably right, but then there's definitely moments to where he's so robotic. He's like saying everything he thinks he needs to say, like when he's, you know, for the job interview, or when he's interviewing Riz Ahmed. Like when he's interviewing him, it's like he's so detached from like the social norms to where he doesn't know how to treat people. He doesn't know how to talk. He's like saying, it's literally like you're talking to a robot in a way.
It's an interesting combo as well, because like Riz, his character, he's like
the complete opposite.
But he's not entirely easily relatable or easily like open either. He's just very awkward, I guess, and he just sort of goes along with things because he feels like he has to. Like, he doesn't feel completely 100% like, you know, all of his intentions at all times, but like, it feels like towards the end, he like reveals that more and more, and that's what starts to get under Lou's skin. He's just like, okay, I see this guy's intentions now. He's a fucking leech.
Well, I mean, yeah, see, I think his character is really relatable to Riz Ahmed's character, because he is a very weird, awkward guy. He clearly has never... I mean, he needs this, like, job, and he doesn't really know how to go about doing this. And, like, Lou Bloom is... I don't know, they're just polar opposites in a way, but Riz Ahmed's character is still human. I can kind of see where he's coming from. I can kind of see that the human behind his eyes. When I look at Lou Bloom's eyes, I just see pure sociopath, just pure fucking like, I'm gonna use you, I don't care. That's all I see.
There is no other person that could have played that role.
Oh no, he was perfect.
Jake is just incredible.
I would say, I'm sure we would probably both agree that's his best performance, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, it definitely is. It's totally his best performance. Holy shit. Like, I did not see Jake Gyllenhaal at all in that movie. Gosh.
He is scary.
He is scary. I mean, it worked, so...
Like I said, I think Nightcrawler is the one that's, like, closest to me, personally, just because there's just something about it where I really, like, do understand a lot of it, and I like the character quite a lot, and it's probably my favorite movie out of all of them, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say I don't understand, like, his motivations, because I do after you explain them as well. Like, yeah, he wants to climb his way up, he wants to leave a mark, he wants to... you know, have power, like all that stuff. I totally get that. I guess my only thing is like, I like seeing how characters get to certain points. Like, I love seeing Walter White turn into Heisenberg. I love seeing Travis Bickle turn into the crazy vigilante. I love seeing, you know, Joaquin Phoenix turn into the Joker. You get the point. But like, I just wish it would have been cool. I know, but then I know they wouldn't have been able to like fit all of it in the movie, and that's kind of the cool mystery behind the characters. Like, we don't know his background, but I don't know. It does make it harder for me to sympathize with a character that I don't know where he came from, or like, you know, what pushed him to this point. But maybe he was always like that. I don't know.
It's hard to know, but I like the mystery of it, I guess.
No, that's true. And that's also why I like Patrick Bateman, because I guess, you know, you don't know why Patrick Bateman is the way he is, but he just is. So
with Patrick Bateman, it's like, I like that a lot of scenes are very funny as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's hilarious. Like, both Nightcrawler and American Psycho, they really do have this, like, dark comedy, but especially American Psycho, especially.
It feels like there's very few, like, comedy scenes in Nightcrawler, but American Psycho, it's like... it's just so many.
So I guess we got Patrick Bateman at the top, then the Joker, then you said Lou Bloom, you would think?
Yeah.
I would think as well, yeah. And then, okay, so what do we have left? Is it, since we eliminated Drive... We eliminated Drive, so I guess that leaves Travis Bickle. Saying he's the least worst character, people would probably be like, what? What are you thinking? But I don't care. Like,
he is.
Yeah.
He is the least worst. Like I said, it's a decision that affects the majority.
Yes.
It's not 100% selfish or anything like that. And I'm going to say, I think personally, Nightcrawler is probably worse than Joker. Like, that would be number 2, I think.
I mean,
even though I love him and all that, like, it's just, yeah.
Now that's...
it's more selfish.
It is. I guess, so if we're going purely based off of his own internal motivations and, like, his mind, then yeah, maybe he is worse, because we do know where Walking Phoenix, like, Arthur Fleck comes from. But if you're looking on paper at, like, okay, what bad deeds have these people done, then the Joker would surpass him, just purely based off of... Because, the Joker he has killed innocent people. Like, I mean...
But like I said, there's that mystery to Nightcrawler where you don't know if he's done all that shit or not.
That's true. That is true. And that's the thing. Like, if we're going off a mental standpoint, then yeah, Lou Bloom is a worse person. But off of a surface reality, like, okay, what did they actually do? Then yeah, I mean, but like we said, we don't know with Lou Bloom. Maybe he's killed a lot of people. We don't know. But it definitely does put the Joker up there when he has, like, even though we know where he's coming from, I mean, he has killed innocent people. Like, I don't think those guys on the train deserve to be shot to death. I don't think his character deserved to be shot. They didn't really do anything. So I guess, yeah, I mean, that's the ranking, is Travis Bickle last. And I mean, look.
But now do we want to throw, like, other ones in there that we think would be suited to that?
We could.
Type of character?
We could. Now,
put them in the ranking somewhere?
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, and actually before we get into that, I think the last thing for myself to justify Travis Bickle being at the bottom, like we said, his motivations, like, even though he has this messed up view of the world and he's killed people, all the people he's killed were not innocent. And he did have good intentions. He just took things a bit too far. I think I will say that. But, like, maybe there could have been a better way to go about this. I'm not idolizing him, even though I do relate to some aspects of him, like I said. But yeah, that's... For me, I totally see why he's at the bottom.
Some of these characters just are relatable.
They are.
That's fine.
And I would say my last point, I guess, about that is that I really think Travis Bickle is the most human out of all of them. He's totally the most human for me. Like, just because...
Well,
I see nothing but human behind him. Like, like, with all the narration throughout the film, and just, like, you see the innocence, like, you see the in his eyes, like, he's genuinely, he wants to be a good guy. He does.
Yeah.
But the world is just, like, constantly just, like, fighting against him. And it's like, damn.
I mean, it's another, like, compare and everything, but it's between that and Joker for me.
That's true.
Like,
I mean, he is human.
They are the most human.
They are.
You can't really say that much about Lou Bloom or Patrick Bateman. Especially not Patrick Bateman.
No, they're the most inhuman. I would say, honestly, I don't know who will... That's the thing. Who's more inhuman, Lou Bloom or Patrick Bateman? Because...
Patrick Bateman.
But in terms of what, though? Like, I mean, I know Patrick Bateman's done worse shit, but, like, in terms of the way they carry themselves and their personality and, like, all of that, I don't know. I mean...
Still Patrick Bateman.
For me, I don't know. For me, honestly, even though Patrick Bateman's the worst guy, if what he did all actually happened, I don't know. Like, he can actually carry on a conversation with other people and not have it be weird. Like, for the most part, like with the guys around at that dinner table, like when he's out with the guys eating, or when he's like taking the girl out on a date and all these like conversations he has throughout the movie, he does come off like a regular person, even if it all is a facade. Like you said, it's a mask.
To a degree.
I mean, to a degree, yeah. It's basically explained to us right off the bat in that narration in his apartment that, yeah, it's a mask that he puts on. So, like, he puts on this image of, like, I'm human, I'm normal,
So I think if we're going off him without the mask, then it's like...
Okay, yeah. Then he's about on the same level of Lou Bloom, I would say. I don't know.
I think he's just sort of worse.
Okay, they're interchangeable, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can't say for sure who's more inhuman, but...
I just remembered the don't touch the watch.
Don't touch the watch.
He's like pretty much like full on asleep and he notices what? Like
that, I would say American Psycho is easily... You might say Nightcrawler, but I think American Psycho is the most quotable out of all these movies. I think American Psycho is so quotable. Like...
It is the most quotable, but
yeah.
I mean, Nightcrawler will be a future classic and a lot of people will probably quote it more.
Probably, yeah. I mean, they're both amazingly written and like have such like interesting characters, but yeah. I just love your compliment was sufficient, Lewis. I love that quote.
I just love that, it was like pointing the nail gun at the back of that woman's head. I
Oh,
guess I
man.
just want a relationship with a meaningful person.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Before we get into thinking of other characters that could be lumped in with these, I don't know. Why did Patrick Bateman... Okay, light spoilers, but why did Patrick Bateman not kill his receptionist? Why? Like, I saw some emotion there, like when he held back, you know? Why wouldn't he shoot her in the back of the head with the nail gun? Like, that makes him kind of human, doesn't it? Restraining, like, 'cause he's... maybe he feels something there. I don't know.
Maybe. It's possible.
Like, that just opened up a whole gateway.
We'll never know. He's an enigma.
Yeah.
He's hard to decipher.
He is hard to decipher, and that's why, yeah, I never thought about that. Like, why did he not kill her?
He is just one of the best characters ever.
He is. But, so I guess, I don't know.
I love that elongated sequence at the end where it's just like one shot of him behind the desk, like freaking out, sweating.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool.
Yeah, it is.
Stop sounding so fucking sad.
That's the thing, is that in those moments to where Patrick Bateman is having like those breakdowns, because he breaks down like at least a few times in the movie, kind of towards the end. I mean, he's showing, you see he's completely vulnerable. Like, this is him. He's not pretending to cry. He's not pretending to freak out. Like,
The mask is beginning to slip.
Exactly. The mask is beginning to slip. And it's like, that for me makes him a bit more... I can view him more human opposed to Lou Bloom. I never see Lou Bloom's mask or like that image of him slip. He's just constant sociopath, you know? Other than maybe when he screams in the mirror and shakes it. Like, that's one of the few times you really see him let some rage out, but it's like, still.
And like I said, that scene where he like almost sort of tears up, that feels
True.
like more human.
That's
and
true.
The mirror scene feels human.
That's true. They definitely have a few scenes in there to, I guess, like, let the mask slip a bit. But I don't know.
It's not done all that often, and that's why I like that movie so much.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, you really don't know this character all that well, and you probably never will, but that's cool.
No, it is cool. Yeah. And the same goes for Patrick Bateman. Both of them are the most mysterious out of these four characters, for sure. Before we think of other people, I mean, so yeah, I guess Patrick Bateman, Joker, Lou Bloom, and then Travis Bickle. That's from the worst person to the best, I guess. I don't know. But like we said, if everything in American Psycho didn't happen and it was all in his head, he's at the bottom. He just is, because he's just a mentally ill guy. So yeah. Now, I can think of a lot right now just to throw in with these characters. Like, it might be hard ranking them or slipping them in there, but like I said, Jordan Belfort, people totally point to him all the time, even though he's a real person. But like, people...
Yes, he's a real person.
Even though he was like, in the movie, he was kind of a shitty person, but he is another to where like all of these are really distinct characters. Like, they're really complicated, but they're kind of like edgy, and you can find people are fascinated by him, basically. So yeah, Jordan Belfort. Yeah. I see a lot of people throw Tyler Durden from Fight Club in with these people. Like, he's kind of a, cool, edgy guy. He's like an anarchist and whatever. I see him thrown in there a lot. Walter White, he is. I mean, come on. That's almost a Joker story right there. So like, literally everything, all these factors in his life working against him, and he just gradually snaps, and he wants power. So like, he's like a mix of Joker and Lou Bloom in a way. Like, he just wants power, like, his whole life. All of these characters and I know you haven't finished Breaking Bad yet, so I'm not going to spoil anything, but everything from his jobs to his family to every little aspect in his life has been working against him his entire life, and if he had enough, But it's so gradual that it's like seamless, but there's a few right there that I can think of.
Okay. Gordo. That's all that's in my head right now.
Okay, so for those who don't know, Gordo is, because like, this is not as popular as all these other movies. It's not as talked about.
Yeah, nowhere near.
And it's like, that's a shame, because it's such an amazing movie. But it's The Gift 2015, directed by Joel Edgerton, starring Joel Edgerton. Like, that main character, not the main character, but that stalker guy in the movie, Gordo, he is totally... And it's kind of getting to spoiler territory as to like what makes him a He's Literally Me character, So I'm not going to talk too much about... I mean, we can talk however much you want about him, but yeah, I mean, he's totally, I don't know. That I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I watched that movie, but like he hasn't killed people.
I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, it's again, it's something with mystery where you don't really know if he's done anything because like there is a long gap between when he sees Jason Bateman and when he sees him when he's older.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he could have been doing anything to cope, I guess, between that time. You don't know.
That is true, although this is a really kind of, I don't want to say weaselly character, like kind of just like a really, he doesn't seem like a particularly violent person. He's more of like a manipulative person, messing with people's minds, you know, doing things behind the scene. I couldn't imagine him, you know, like Patrick Bateman swinging an axe and killing somebody. I couldn't imagine that, but he is the most psychological, like, I'm gonna fuck with your head and drive you crazy. He's the best at that. So I mean,
it feels like it is completely psychological. Like he does like horrible shit. No spoilers or anything like that. He does fucking horrible shit, like really, really bad shit.
Yeah.
But like it's not killing, so it feels different, I guess. It's more like psychological, but there is like some physical elements to it that I won't get into.
Yeah, which, I mean, man, it's so hard for me to not.
It's about the most fucked up shit you can imagine.
It is, which is why I really want to talk about it. So, okay, I'll just say here, some spoilers for The Gift 2015. We'll put timestamps in the description, so if you really want to avoid these spoilers, then just look in the description. But, okay, here we go. He didn't actually rape Jason Bateman's wife. I don't think he did.
That's the thing. You don't know.
You don't know. But you don't know, which is the scary part. And it's like, I love how it's not explained or shown to us. But at the same time, that's why I think it is so psychological to where he would film this stuff and make it look like he did that. And then at the end, when she has the kid and Jason Bateman's like, is it even my kid? Like, doesn't he, like, do they look in his eyes and it's like not his eye color? I can't remember what happens at the end of that.
I think it's something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like he has this feeling that it's not his. And I mean, man, what a freaking intense, depressing ending. Like, but
yeah,
it's like,
just
and that's
so fucked up.
It is so fucked up. And I love it. But it gives me chills thinking like, because yeah, I would say, yeah, killing people is bad. All these characters have killed people, most of them. But like, that is almost on the same level in terms of psychological fucking, like, in terms of psychological emotional damage. Like, holy shit. Like, could you imagine how he couldn't even live with himself? I don't see how he could go on.
He even did it in a monkey mask, and Jason Bateman was afraid of monkeys.
Exactly.
It's fucked up, man.
It is fucked up. Oh man, I can't wait to rewatch that movie. I'm so glad that my Blu-ray just came in today of that. Oh my gosh.
I've got it on Blu-ray too. Nice. It's incredible. And like I said, when I saw it in theaters when it came out, it was just like, what the fuck is this movie? Like, this is so good.
It's just a hidden gem. Like, it's so, people need to talk about that movie more. But anyway, so I guess there's our spoilers. But yeah, I mean, I would say that's an underrated movie. Would you say?
Absolutely, yeah.
Good, yeah.
Hugely. Even like it contains a trio cast of some of the most underrated actors of all time.
Exactly.
Like Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
Fucking Joel Edgerton. Rebecca Hall. Yeah. Rebecca Hall is so good.
She was incredible.
Like, you just watched The Night House recently.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
She's amazing.
She is amazing in pretty much everything she's in. Like, yeah, they're all underrated actors, like, in an underrated movie, and like, that's all you need. You don't need a huge cast of actors. Like, shit, man, that movie's so good.
Yeah.
And
it's so contained too.
Yeah. But no, I could definitely see why his character, and he was bullied. That's his motivation behind it all. And I love how they did it to where, like, the whole time you don't know his motivation until near the end. And it's like, oh, now I view this character completely differently. Like, I can kind of see why he did all this, even though it's not good. I mean, he probably shouldn't have done all this, but you at least see why. So
there's probably a lot of people who would view the film differently because it is something that's shown more toward the end. Like, if they weren't really that interested in the film to begin with, then it's like you got this long section where it's like you don't really know why this guy's doing anything, and then it happens at the end, and then you're just like sort of feel unfulfilled by that. And I would understand that criticism probably.
Yeah, I suppose too. But
I don't know. It's a hard film to get on board with at some points because it feels more or less generic because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only thing that saves it is just the conversations the characters have and the directing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, I can understand people criticizing it that way because it's just like, for a while it feels more generic, like, oh, guy tormenting our house, what the fuck? But like, then you find out there's real reasoning behind it, and you're like, oh, okay.
Exactly, which is why I think the twist, the reasoning behind it is what separates it from being generic. Like, that's what stops it from being generic, for me at least. Like, because yeah, if there was no reveal, like if there was no further story revealed about this guy, and it was just some crazy guy that they knew in the past that's just coming back to torment them for no reason, that would be boring, that would be uninteresting. But
yeah,
that's why I love that twist. I mean, because it makes him a complicated character now. Like, it makes him he's literally me character. Like, because that's the character for the people that got bullied their whole lives. You found your character. Go watch The Gift. Gordo the Weirdo.
I don't know why I haven't watched Ozark yet. I need more good Jason Bateman.
Oh man, Ozark. You know what? I haven't watched the new season yet, but man, I've said it. Ozark honestly is the show that came the closest to giving me that Breaking Bad feeling again. And like, I've never gotten that feeling again, and a lot of people say Ozark I feel like people are starting to say Ozark is like a Breaking Bad ripoff, which it's really not. But I mean, I can see why they would compare them. But it's so good. And,
you know what I've been hearing a lot recently? I've been hearing people say that Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad.
Oh God, don't even get me started.
I've heard it. I've heard it a lot recently.
No man, yeah. I've heard it too.
I'm keen for it. I really want to watch it. It looks cool.
Yeah, I'll try not to go on too long because on so many of my live streams, I've like ranted about this because I've noticed it too. But like, yeah, man, I don't know. Better Call Saul is a good supplementary show to Breaking Bad. It's not superior in any way. It's just not. And I know that's my opinion, but Breaking Bad has so many more layers. Breaking Bad has so many more layers, and it's so much more interesting and so more well done in like every aspect.
I do love law shit though. Like, I do love courtroom dramas when they're done well and shit like that. I want to see Saul Goodman being himself for like ages, because like his scenes in Breaking Bad so far are just so fucking good.
Now here's the thing. Here's where I don't want to like disappoint you at all, because that's what I was looking forward to as well with Better Call Saul, was like, because I loved him in Breaking Bad. He was a funny, kind of sleazy character to watch, and he's great. But at the same time, this really is almost like a Joker story. Better Call Saul is. It's so gradual, like, because which maybe that'll make you more interested. I don't know, but like, because Saul at first, he doesn't even go by the name Saul. His real name's Jimmy McGill. And so Saul Goodman is like his lawyer persona. He took that name on. Anyway, he starts off as a regular kind of guy, like trying to do it right, and then gradually, it's almost too gradual, to be honest. That was my main complaint with the show. It kind of took too much time. And I love slow shows and slow shit, but it just felt like it took too much time to get there. Because I don't know what season we're in now, like 4 or 5, and he's finally going, like, this is not spoiling it, but now he's finally Saul. And it's like, geez, took forever to get there. But anyway, it's a good show. It's just, sorry for me, it's just nowhere near Breaking Bad. It's just nowhere near.
If I watch it, I'll agree or disagree. We'll see.
No, yeah, I mean, that's fine they're both good shows. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
But
I do love Breaking Bad, and I love his character. So.
Mm-hmm. No, literally, you could say freaking Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, and Saul Goodman are all he's literally me characters, because they're all so like distinct to themselves. Like, that's the thing, man. Like, any character that people want to embody.
I don't know about Jesse Pinkman.
No,
at least so far.
But he's such a distinct, complicated character, and he's done some fucked up shit, even though he was kind of forced to. But then again, I don't know how far you've gotten, so I'm not going to say specifics, but...
Season 3, I think episode 6.
Oh, I don't know.
Something like that.
It is in season 3, but it's... I mean, I'm not going to say what happens, but the last episode kind of, makes you look at him differently. But anyway, yeah.
I just feel really bad for him at this point. He makes me sad.
What was the last thing that happened to him again?
Like that one scene where he's just like in the crack house and he's fucking crying his eyes out to Walter. Like, that was just so sad. Fuck.
Dude, he gets...
And then you got that thing of like, Walter pretty much beep. Shit.
He did. See, that was like a Lou Bloom thing to where he didn't...
Yeah, that was like the first Walter White moment where I was like, okay, I'm viewing this guy a bit differently now.
Dude, and that's what I love so much about that show, is like the gradual tipping points of like his character, because it's not some really extreme change. It's so gradual, and like after watching the show so many times, I've really just like, I know every tipping point, and it's so cool. Like, cause yeah, that's the biggest tipping point is when he watches die. And it's like, holy crap. Yep. But anyway, but yeah, Jesse gets put through the fucking ringer. Jesse has like the hardest time out of all the characters throughout that whole show. He gets put through the ringer. Feel bad for him. Yeah. But anyway, I guess, I don't know, besides Gordo, did you have any other characters? Cause I mean, I can think of probably so many, to be honest.
Fuck.
You know, I would honestly say, like, this might be a random character to throw in there, but I do think Howie Bling from Uncut Gems, in terms of, no, because
I don't see it.
But think about it. How is his motivations any different from Lou Bloom's?
Yeah, but like, he doesn't go to like such extremes.
Well, he doesn't kill people. He doesn't allow people to be killed. But like, at the same time, he does kind of just step up. Like, he only cares about himself. He's so selfish. And
yeah, but that's why I don't really feel like I lump Jordan Belfort in with this either. Well, like, I feel like they're similar. No, it's just about money.
You're right. And I guess but it all comes back to what constitutes a he's literally me character. I don't think this person has to kill people. I don't think it has to be a psychotic character.
They have to do some big thing that is like the result of them being pushed to the limit.
I mean, maybe, but yeah, I guess, like we said, there's no set in stone definition, but like for me, I guess it's just like a kind of edgy character that has a cool personality, or like an interesting personality and a distinct look. People just want to like be him, you know, or they find some relatable thing within that character, and it's like, oh, I want to be him now. Like, that's how I view it, I guess. Like,
I've got one.
Okay.
Reverend Toller.
Who?
Reverend Toller from First Reformed.
Oh, him. Okay, yeah. Well, see, okay, there you go. So yeah, like we said, I mean, he didn't kill anybody. He's not even a bad person, is he? I mean, I haven't watched the movie, and I've only seen it once.
He was gonna go to some extreme lengths.
Yeah, you're right. Now I remember that ending I was like, holy crap, shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
Like, I was actually hoping something would happen, but yeah, I need to rewatch that. That's a movie I need to order on Blu-ray next. Holy crap.
What about Mark Duplass and Creep?
Oh yeah, that's totally one. He's totally one.
Yeah.
Because like, that's another kind of mysterious character. Like, I mean, he is a psychopath, but like, it's like you don't know where he comes from. He's kind of that's like a mix of, well, no, he kind of is Patrick Bateman, the closest to Patrick Bateman, and out of these characters.
I mean, we don't really know who he is yet. Like, he's never really given like his proper name.
No.
Like in the second one, he took on the name of his last victim.
Exactly. Which is like, so I think, and I don't know, I think we're led to assume then, like, is this guy, I hope it's not the case. Like, I hope if there's a Creep 3, we'll really learn more about him, or a little more about him. But like, is he just a serial killer that kind of just has these fake identities and just goes from victim to victim, and then that's all he is? Because if that's all he is, then that's not as interesting to me. I want at least some, I don't know, backstory, I guess. Like, when he opens up to the girl in Creep 2, and he basically, this isn't really a huge spoiler or anything, but when he says like he's never been with a woman, is he being like genuine, or is he just saying that to like get to her? Like, is that an actual piece of it? We don't know, I guess.
Yeah, it's another one where mystery plays a big part. Maybe the most out of all these characters, you really do not know that guy.
No, I would definitely say he is the most mysterious, for sure. Like, you literally don't know his name. He just goes by these past victims' names. So that's kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of creepy, but yeah, he is the most mysterious, for sure.
You've seen Bad Education, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Hugh Jackman. I think Hugh Jackman in that movie fits into this. I mean, he's a real person again.
He is a real person, yeah. But briefly, give me the rundown on his character, because I've only seen it once, and I'm trying to remember. Like,
it really gets into spoilers if I even, like...
Yeah.
The mere fact that I mentioned he would be part of this is probably, like, sort of spoilery as it is.
Oh.
But no, just the fact that he, like, beep of money.
Yeah.
He's beep a lot, and yet he put on this persona of this happy, amazing guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the first scene is him, like, just, like, talking in the mirror, like, you know, just making sure everything looks perfect on his face, and then going out and just smiling to a crowd.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, man, this guy's cool.
He's totally a character.
He's
like
in
that.
there.
He's in there. It's really a Jordan Belfort situation. He, like, beep by illegal means, and he's a real based off a real person. So, I mean, I think Jordan Belfort is totally he's literally me just because people they want to take on that personality and live that life.
The one with bad education was just like a result of him like noticing I guess, corrupt system and taking advantage of it.
Yeah, but that's the same with Jordan Belfort. He noticed he noticed this loophole in like the stock market and just exploited it. And it's like, that's how he got all the money.
The female character, I can't remember her name, but the one in Bad Education that was beep as well. Like, is she girl boss now because of that?
Oh man, girl boss at this point, it has to be a whole nother episode. That could literally be a whole nother episode because that's a whole other world of these characters. There's a lot of characters that could fit into that. There really is. So
I guess,
we could totally do that. That could be a nice companion piece to this episode.
Oh,
she's literally me. I don't know, but anyway.
No, the episode, if we do that episode, it's got to be called Yas Queen.
Okay, yeah, we will do that. we will.
Yas Queen slay.
Yeah.
With like a ton of Ys.
Yeah, because I literally can think of at least 5 right off the bat of characters that fit into that. I mean, there's a lot, but I'm just quick skimming through if there was any last ones I had for a character that could fit in. People often bring up Odesu from Oldboy, the main guy from Oldboy, and I'm like, how?
Nah.
I don't know. I guess if you're just wanting to take on his persona, like his look, and just kind of be as cool as he is, then yeah. I mean, I get why you'd want to be him. But his story and his twist is pretty fucked up and very specific to where it's like, I don't know if anybody can actually relate to that, but I don't know.
What about Sweeney Todd?
See, now I haven't seen that. I haven't seen it.
No, it's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, I need to see that. There's a lot of Tim Burton I need to see still. But people don't bring this one up, probably because it's such an old movie. But, like, this character is totally, in terms of, like, his evolution and just, like, themes and backstory of this guy. But Charles Foster Kane from Citizen Kane, the main guy. That is like the original. He's literally me character. That is the original.
Damn.
He starts pure innocence, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, his family sends him off, and like his life goes in a completely different route, and he starts getting more and more, like, he uses people, he gets really rich, but at the same time there's like humanity behind him. Holy shit. He is totally he's literally me character. Oh, yeah, man.
I guess.
He is.
The OG.
I think he's the OG. I'm saying it right now. Charles Foster Kane.
Paved the way.
He paved the way.
For us incels.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, the one that I relate to myself probably the most ever, because it's more realistic, I suppose, it's Gary King from The World's End.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
He's like I said, alcoholic, peaked in high school. Literally me.
Oh, man.
Lost all of his friends, but tries to get them back. Literally me.
Damn, this is getting sad.
I'm just saying, like, in terms of, like, realism, that's
No,
the
you're
one
right.
for me.
He is a real character. I mean, no, he's like a realistic character for sure.
And he's an icon. He dresses so nice. I love his whole outfit.
Yeah, he's cool. There's probably a lot that we can't even think of right now, but those are definitely the big ones. If we were to slip in Walter White and Gordo and I don't know, what was one more that we chose?
Gary King.
Sure. Well, Gary King goes at the very bottom. He didn't do anything, but like he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
Yeah, he's just fine. You know.
He's just sad.
He's just sad. So he goes at the very bottom, Gary King. And then Gordo, man, that's tough. Because, like I said, Gordo from The Gift, he didn't kill anybody, at least that we know of. So we can say that he hasn't. But the stuff he did was almost equally as fucked up in a way. Like, he basically did ruin this guy's life, even though we don't understand his motivation totally. But I mean, he totally ruined this guy's life forever, I'm led to assume. So it's like almost a fate worse than death. I don't know. Spoilers for The Gift 2015. It's fucked up. Like, he literally, this guy is no more. Didn't he like lose his job, wife, and now he doesn't know if the kid is his. Like, he lost everything. Yeah, so I don't know, where would you put him?
I genuinely think, like, probably, I mean, like we said, assuming Patrick Bateman did all of it, number one. And then I honestly think Gordo, maybe.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because, like, it is selfish reasons, like the Joker, like Nightcrawler, but it's way more, like, heinous. Like, it's fucked up.
It is.
Like, it's really fucked up to do that to somebody, I guess. And
yeah, and what he's doing it for, like, his reasoning, like, we know where he's coming from, but the thing that happened to him, it wasn't so, like, he didn't have to do all that. He didn't have to go all that far. Like, yeah. You know, like, he didn't.
And it's not even one where he was, like, pushed to the limit like Joker. Like, no. He had a ton of time between childhood and then.
He was planning this shit out. You could tell, like, he was planning this his whole life ever since it happened, probably. Like, you know, he was so meticulous about it. So before we slip Gordo in there, Patrick Bateman, then the Joker, then Lou Bloom, then Travis Bickle, then Gary King at the bottom.
No, we don't have to put Gary King in there.
Okay,
it's fine.
All right. Yeah, he's definitely the oddball. Like, be like, what?
He's very redeemable. I think.
But no, you know what? I guess in terms of on paper, then what he did was not as bad as what the Joker did. It's not as bad, like, because yeah, he didn't kill a bunch of innocent people or didn't, like, I don't know. He did ruin somebody's life. Totally unnecessary to do that. So, I don't know. It kind of just seems weird putting him second to top. Like, just because he's like a regular guy that just really planned out how to ruin somebody's life, though. You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's, like, the thing that makes him worse, I think. Just all planning.
That is true. So, like, yeah, his whole life was probably just planning out this malicious thing. So, yeah, I guess.
I mean, Joker seemed like he had just one plan toward the end, and that's it.
That is true. So, yeah.
Whereas Gordo had years upon years.
He did. He had years, and he was...
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, okay, I'll agree with you based on the fact that, yeah, his intent, if we're going on intent, it's a bunch of factors that come together, but... Yeah, I guess he is second to top. And then, okay, so then I've said Walter White. Now, I don't know what to do with Walter White. Like, where does he go? Because you haven't finished the show yet, so it's going to be kind of hard.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't done, I'm telling you, I'm not spoiling anything, but he does some very terrible shit later in the seasons, for like season 5. So, well, you know, just like all these characters, they gradually get worse and worse and do worse stuff. So, I don't know. I mean, just based off of what I know, I would put Walter White second to last, above Travis. But he's worse than Travis Bickle. Because, yeah, at the end of the day, like, his motivation basically was wanting to do all of this for not only himself, but for his family. Like, you know, provide for them and all that shit. But he does terrible shit. And, you know, he ends up getting more manipulative and...
It seems like it gets more selfish as it goes on.
It does. It totally does. And so, yeah, as of now, I guess I'll put him second to last. Anyway, here's the ranking. We got Patrick Bateman, then Gordo. Gordo the Weirdo.
Yeah.
From The Gift. The most obscure character out of all these, but he's up there.
More people need to watch it.
Yes, exactly. More people need to watch it. Go watch The Gift. Like, it's so underrated, but... And then the Joker, and then Lou Bloom, and then Walter White, and then my boy Travis Bickle at the bottom still. Woo!
I still think we should switch Joker and Nightcrawler.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we did that. Yeah.
Personally, I think that would be better.
Okay. Purely based off of, the intention and, like, the feelings of those people, then, I guess Lou Bloom is worse in that regard, but, yeah. I don't know. Overall, they're all just fucking terrible people. In a way. So, but we know where they're coming from. So.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
This has been very enlightening.
This has been very enlightening.
You know what? I think at some point, someone's gonna make a film about people like us who idolize all these characters.
Wait.
Or like,
do we idolize them, or I thought we were just examining them?
not people like us, but like people that are way worse.
Yeah. I mean, shit, this is literally Black Mirror episode. Like, they could do that. Like, people on the internet, like, taking these personalities to the extreme. And, like, you know, that's...
Someone's gonna make, like, a movie about someone on Filmstagram, I guess.
Yeah.
Who's just had enough of all this shit.
If they ever make a movie about Filmstagram, like, then... that would be hilarious, seeing everybody on Filmstagram talk about a movie about Filmstagram. That would just be so meta. That'd be so fucking weird.
That would be insane.
That'd be awesome.
I'd love that.
So, I mean, we pretty much dissected the shit out of these characters. I mean, it was fun. Like we said, neither of us actually idolize these characters, but we're basically the idea of he's literally me. Just, I totally understand why it's a thing. But I neither of us go to the degree that people on the internet do. I'll say that. But we definitely can both relate to a couple of these characters, and I don't think there's anything wrong with admitting that. So,
nah, not at all.
Not at all. So, that being said, we got a ton of questions from Instagram, which, by the way, if you want to send in questions to us, then our handles are Views by Quinn and Movies Music Me. So just find us on there and just send us questions and we'll answer them. Oh, and podcast is our Instagram page for that.
Riley said, favorite cinema experience.
To keep mine quick, like I said, Iron Man 2008. I mean, I just love remembering seeing the first MCU movie in theaters. Like, it was just really cool. So that's my favorite.
I do usually say Endgame, yeah, but there are some where I just like watch it on my own and I'm like just affected very much on my own by the whole experience, I guess.
It's true.
And honestly, like today watching Drive My Car, fuck, I was wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
The entirety. It's not even like something where it's like super sad or whatever like that. It is so unrelentingly human. To the point where it just overwhelms you. You're just like,
yeah,
holy shit.
Yeah.
And like it sort of like brought back that spark for me where I want to write stuff again. But then I kept thinking to myself, I'm not good enough.
Well,
yeah, we'll see. But yeah, either Endgame or like The Lighthouse. I really loved The Lighthouse when I first saw it, and it was like in a really small theater. It was super cozy. It was just like so nice.
Yeah, that does sound cool.
This one's by Silver Screen Critiques. They ask young filmmakers who will be considered great in the future.
Well, I mean, I could think of a couple right off the bat. Like, these can be my two answers, but I think they're fairly young, and plus I only have like 2 movies under their belts. But Ari Aster and Robert Eggers, like,
damn it, you son of a bitch!
Did I take yours?
Stole my answer.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
I was immediately thinking Ari Aster for some reason.
No, they're both. I'm telling you, with only 2 movies from each of them, already a couple of the best horror directors. Like, they just are.
I think based on purely the differentiation between his 2 films, David Robert Mitchell could be up there. It shows a lot of range.
Yeah, those 3 right there. For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how old Alex Garland is, but I mean, based off of the only couple things he's done.
Oh yeah, Alex Garland.
Dude, then I could throw him in there. And I guess another one is, you could say Jordan Peele, I guess.
Yeah.
And then maybe like Barry Jenkins, who did Moonlight, and he hasn't done a whole lot of stuff, but I mean, he's already made like a freaking masterpiece. So, oh, and okay, last ones, the Safdie brothers. Holy shit! Why did I not think of the Safdie brothers? Freaking Good Time and Uncut Gems alone, like those 2 movies. Like, there's...
I really want to watch their other films.
Yeah, me too. I do also.
Get around to those.
Just based off of those 2 movies, they already have such a distinct style. They already have such like a niche,
I think I prefer Uncut Gems as a film, but I've seen Good Time more, and I don't know. I think they're both perfect.
I think they're both perfect too.
I fucking love that whole sequence where that guy like just tells that whole story about like how he got to where he was.
Yeah.
Like, that whole sequence is so cool. You think you're better than me? I am better than you.
Spawned a great meme right there. Great meme template.
Yeah, it is a good one.
All right. I'll get into my questions now. First one I got was from Cinemantics. Eve, thank you for the question. She said, how do you guys feel about musicals? Love them or hate them?
I like them, but I probably only like 3 of them from what I've seen. It's not that often I find a good musical that I like, but my favorite musical still is Sweeney Todd because it's incredible. It's just so fucking good. And probably second to that would be La La Land, but there isn't that many great ones, I don't think.
Yeah.
I watched Tick Tick Boom recently. It was alright.
It was alright. Was Andrew Garfield like the one standout thing about it, obviously?
He really was.
That's what I assumed.
Like, he's great in it. But it's
everything
just,
everything else is just meh.
It's kind of boring.
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought it was going to be, which is why I haven't watched it. Also, just because, yeah, I'm not a huge musical guy either. They all kind of feel the same to me, but...
I'm kind of hoping he doesn't get the Oscar for that, because I don't think he deserves it for that.
What do you think he deserves it for?
Literally anything else. Fuck.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think
Under the Silver Lake, The Social Network, fucking Hacksaw Ridge, Silence.
Yes, I was about to say Silence is easily... I would say that's his best performance. Yeah. I would say that's an underrated movie. If you could even say anything by Scorsese is underrated. Yeah.
It is. Like, and saying that about a Scorsese film feels weird, but it's true.
It does, because he has so many movies, and, like, people think he does all this mafia shit when he really doesn't. Like, he does all sorts of movies, you know, but... Yeah. No, anyway, the one musical that I think of that I actually like is probably La La Land, just because, and it's not even really the musical parts I liked. I liked everything outside of the musical parts with that. Like, when it got to the musical parts, I'm just like, oh, here we go. It's well done, but it's just, I'm not a musical guy. So, anyway.
I don't know. The music is like, if it plays a good part in the story, then that's great, but it's just like you don't really want it like constantly or anything.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt with Tick Tick Boom. It's just like this, like a musical number like every 5 seconds, and I'm like, stop, please.
Yeah, it can be overdone a lot of times, but I feel like for La La Land it was, I guess, for the story necessary, but like, and I guess that's kind of what makes it a bit more unique, because if you took out all the musical stuff, then maybe La La Land would seem kind of generic for a story. I don't know. All right. Next question I have is from Brian Loves Film. He said, any film you're looking forward to in the month of February? Now, I had to freaking pull up a page for this because I don't know what the hell is coming out.
You know what I do want to see that's in theaters right now?
What's that? Oh, God. Not Moonfall. Please.
Moonfall.
Fuck.
Moonfall.
Moonfall looks fucking ridiculous.
It looks so stupid. Yeah, that's why I want to see it. It looks so fucking stupid.
But it's gonna be stupid, and it's gonna make me mad. Like, I don't want to...
No, like, I'm going to go into it and be like, this looks so stupid, I want it to give me full stupid.
That movie just looks like a headache. That looks like everything that I hate about blockbusters thrown into a movie. It's like...
Yeah, but, like, it's enough ridiculousness for me to want to see it.
Yeah, I suppose. Maybe it has guilty pleasure material, but still... Like, 2012 was a guilty pleasure movie for me, I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed 2012.
No, I fucking hate that movie.
Now, and that's probably how I'll feel about Moonfall, but then again... I watched 2012 when I didn't know that movies could be bad. Like, I didn't really take movies that seriously back then, so I was like, oh, this is fun, this is cool. But, like, I didn't realize the bad shit.
I'm sure you
it.
love that moment where, like, they're talking about their relationship in the shop, and there's, like... I just feel like there's something coming between us, and then there's a crack between them.
That was... At the time, I was probably like, oh, that's clever. But now I watch it, and I'm like, that's fucking
Little
cheesy.
baby Quinn just
I was
like,
a baby.
oh
that was 2009. But same year as
Quinn.
X-Men Origins. So maybe that tells you why I like that movie too. Maybe in 2009 I liked everything. I don't know. But I guess to answer your question, Brian, literally nothing. I am not looking forward to like, I'm not looking forward to anything in February. January and February are the worst months of the year for movies. It's just always been the case.
You don't want to see Death on the Nile?
Fuck that.
See fucking Armie Hammer eat a bunch of people?
Yeah, I definitely want to see that. So yeah, Brian, sorry, I just cannot think of any. I just don't. There's nothing.
I mean, yeah, realistically, I don't give a fuck about anything coming out. But,
yeah.
I mean, there is this film coming out soon over here. It's Quo Vadis Ida.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know how to say it, but like it looks like a really incredible film from what I've heard. So I want to see that. That's out soon here. But that's all I could say, really, I guess.
All right, next question I got was from Silver Screen Critiques. I guess you've sent both of us questions. Yeah. But he said, what's an older film that you want remade today? I don't know. I mean, See, that's the thing about remakes. Like, unless the movie turned out bad, but it had a cool idea behind it, then remake it. But if it was old and it was good, then, I mean, don't touch it. So, there's only so many movies like that.
There are movies I watch where I'm like, I would have handled that differently.
Yeah.
In many different places, but I can't really think of those off the top of my head, I guess. I think they did a good job with Suspiria. They improved that greatly.
Yeah, the new one was good. It was. The only old movies I'm looking at that I didn't like have actually already gotten remakes that are better. It's so weird. Like, The Crazies, the remake was better than the original. Last House on the Left, the remake was better than the original. So there's a few that do it right, but it's very rare. But I would just say this is just a really random one. And to be honest, I already like the original anyway. And it's not even that old. It came out like 1997. But I think Event Horizon had a really cool idea, but it didn't all work for me. If you could remake Event Horizon, maybe it could be really good, depending on the director. But that's all I got. Pulled that one out of thin air.
Haven't seen it.
It's a pretty interesting movie. Anyway, okay, I'll just go to my next question. It is from Campo Reviews. He said, and look, I'm not going to be able to add much to this because best Scream movies or rank Scream. I've only seen the first and the second, and the first is the only one I like. So
I've only seen the first.
Yeah. And to be honest, man, that's like, I imagine that's the only one worth watching.
I've heard the new one's great.
I'm sure it's fun, but that's just a franchise that never really interested me. Like, I've just always been more of like a Halloween guy. Like, that's my horror franchise, I guess.
I'm just not interested in many franchises like that. Like, I don't really have any interest in watching the rest of the Halloween movies, the rest of the Scream movies, the rest of the Saw movies. I just don't care.
Exactly. That's the thing about...
I didn't even like Saw 1 that much at all.
Oh, if you didn't like Saw 1, you're going to hate the rest of them.
Yeah,
They're just trash. But that's the thing about horror movie franchises, is that you cannot name a single horror movie franchise that stays good or gets better. It always gets worse. It always does. It's impossible, like, to have a horror franchise that stays good or gets better. Seriously, if anybody listening, if you can think of a horror movie franchise that actually stays good or gets better, then let me know, because there is none. There's just not. Anyway, okay, next question I have is from Movies That Don't Suck. He said, what's a movie you hated at first but you grew to love over time? I could say, for me, the one that always comes to mind is Eraserhead. At first, I hated Eraserhead by David Lynch. I just thought it was complete freaking nonsense. Like, I just thought it was just pretentious nonsense. But for some reason, like a year later, I rewatched it, and it just, I don't know, it just clicked with me. I have no freaking idea what happened, but I love it. I love it now. So,
that's good.
I don't know.
I still have not seen a single David Lynch movie.
What? Oh, man. Are you wanting to, like, go in order?
I'm going to start from, I'm going to go in order.
Okay. Well, that means you're starting with Eraserhead, and it's a weird one. It's a weird one, so... But you might love it, you might hate it, like I did at first, but, I mean, we'll see, but...
Who knows?
I don't know.
I don't have one I grew to love, I just have one I grew to like more, off the top of my head. Like, there might be others, but this is just, like, of recent memory, I guess. Probably Alita Battle Angel. I gave it a 3 out of 10, and then I gave it a 7 out of 10. Like, I liked it. Like, I liked that it was sort of just all out really ridiculous and shit, and it had some really cool designs and cool elements to it. It was just fun, goofy fun, I guess. But, like, you know, when I first watched it, I was just like, this is so trash, holy shit.
That's exactly what I thought my first time, and that was the only time I watched it, so I wonder if I do ever rewatch it, maybe I'll think that way too, I don't know.
I think if you go into it wanting something just goofy and stupid, like, you might like it.
Yeah, I should rewatch it, because, like, I watched it, I didn't like it, and then the following, like, Christmas or whatever, my mom bought me that movie on Blu-ray, and I don't think she even knew I saw it or didn't like it. And I was like, what? Out of all the movies to buy me on Blu-ray, why Alita Battle Angel? Like, I didn't say that, but...
Now you can watch it.
Well, now I can watch it. Now it's sitting on my shelf, I guess. So, yeah. Next question I have is from Sirtone_reviews. He said, is the Batman being too overhyped that nothing short of a masterpiece will be a disappointment? I think by some people it's being way overhyped, to be honest. Like, there's already people saying this is gonna be the greatest comic book movie ever. This is gonna like, and they're already rating it 5 stars and fucking like it's like, guys, I'm excited too, but just calm down. Like, don't get your hopes too high.
I really do hate that when people like rate stuff before seeing it. It's so fucking annoying.
It is dumb. Unless, like, my one exception is the latest Home Alone movie. I just hate the idea.
Yeah, why did you do that?
Because it's fucking dumb. Like, that movie, why? Okay, that's a personal reason for me. That's like an attack on my childhood. Like, the Home Alone movie is a huge part of my childhood.
Come on.
And I know I'm going to hate that movie. I just know it. Like, that's one of the few times to where I don't have to watch the movie to know I'm going to hate it. So that was my one free pass to give a rating before watching it. I don't care. That I broke. Yeah, it's one of the 10 commandments of freaking movie viewing I broke, but whatever.
It's fucked up, Quinn.
Yeah, I know, but no, like, I don't like that when people, it's like, because what would you do if you're rating a movie 5 stars, you're saying it's going to be the best comic book movie ever made, and then all of a sudden, what if the movie comes out and it's actually bad? Like, I don't think it's going to be bad, but what if it was? You're going to be so embarrassed. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
So
just stop.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, that's my answer. I think it's being overhyped. I really do. I'm looking forward to it, but I just think it's being overhyped by a lot of people.
For sure, it is. I do really hope it's good. I really do. It looks good.
Yeah. I didn't hate Ben Affleck as Batman, but I know I'm going to love it more than those movies. So
yeah, he's a good Batman, but he's just
everything else,
in the wrong movies.
Yeah, everything else in the movie is just, yeah, not great.
It's sort of the same with Andrew Garfield and Spider-Man. He's just like, he's a good Spider-Man, but he's in the wrong movies.
Exactly. All right, so my last question here is from iScreen_Uscreen. Thanks, Sheldon, for the question. He said, what's a movie that you wish you could purge from your memory? There's a lot. I know there's a lot for me, but...
Definitely Veronica.
Yeah, that movie sounds terrible.
It's bad. It's real bad.
I would just say, I mean, look, The Exorcist 2 is an easy answer for me, but I'm trying to think of more. And to be honest, a lot of these movies I've already purged from my memory, like, by forcing it out of my memory. So, like...
Free Guy.
Oh, yeah, Free Guy. I do wish I could purge Free Guy from my mind. And to make it even worse, I watched it in the theater with my brother, who we both thought we were going to love it. And it just made it terrible. Like, it just, because we both, like, and my brother isn't hard on movies at all. Like, he usually likes movies, especially like that. And so when even he tells me, like, that wasn't good, I'm like, oh shit, like, that's a big deal. So anyway, yeah. But anyway.
Please stop, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
If you're listening, just please stop.
Yeah, I mean, that's all of my questions. So.
On the last, like, episode, we didn't mention, like, the original, like, songs, like, that we recommended. I mean,
4 people all said Memory Lane.
Well, I got 2 for my one, so I guess you win.
Yay, I win. It was between that song from Nas and it was between Les Chemin. Those 2 songs that we recommended on that second episode. So yeah, anyway, I win, baby. Woohoo!
Yeah, that's 1 for Quinn. Just a reminder for the last one, we'll just recommend the same songs again. Mine was Running Man by Mondo Grosso. I'll put a link to that in the description of the thing. And
yeah, mine was Come to Me by Bjork. So listen to that.
Yep.
So yeah, there's that.
If you enjoyed the podcast, please rate us on Spotify and iTunes. We would appreciate it very much.
Yes, please. That would be great.
Yeah. 5 stars.
Yeah, please 5 stars. Like, just don't even think about it. Just do it, and then just look away from your phone. Forget you did it, even if that's what it takes. Please.
Every bit of feedback helps. We appreciate it.
Give us feedback. Like, reach out to us on our Instagram pages. Like, what would you want to see? What should we do less of? Do you just hate hearing me talk? Should I just quit the podcast?
Yeah, this episode is Quinn Quits.
Quinn Quits.
God.
That has a better ring to it than Liam Quits. Quinn Quits. It's like,
Quinn Quits.
2 Q's. Okay, anyway. Brilliant. Okay, well, that's about it, guys. I mean, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I know I did. That was fun. That was fun talking about those characters. Holy shit.
It was more enjoyable than I thought it would be.
See?
I was just kind of dreading it.
Yeah, see, I knew you were dreading it, and that was some great freaking discussion. Like, that was that was great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like Liam said, just rate us and reach out to us on our Instagrams if you want to send in questions.
You can find me at Movies Music Me on everything.
There you go.
YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, Music Board.
Yes! Yes!
even though I don't use it.
Well, yeah, there you go. And you can find me at Views by Quinn on everything as well. Instagram, Twitter, Letterbox especially. Like, I use that a lot more than half of these. And then, gotta shout out my app, Music Board. I hope it launches off, man. I really hope.
It will not.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I need to reach out to like the creator of that app. Like, I've been doing like his work for him. Like,
yeah, he's doing no work promoting that shit.
We're the only podcast to even mention the name Music Board. Anyway,
Probably.
But so yeah, that's about it. Views by Quinn and Movies Music Me on all of our social medias. All right, guys, that's it.
Where's your peace out, bitches?
Okay, well, do I have to say that?
It's like your voice broke on the first one or something. You're like, peace out, bitches.
Peace out, bitches.